Hey, are you struggling with your rear brake technique on your dirt bike? I want to show you some simple tips to improve your rear braking so you can stop faster and stall less. So if you're new to riding, you're probably not used to the stiffness of your motocross boot, and it's going to be hard to feel the rear brake. So just a quick tip, you want the rear brake pedal to be at about the same level as the foot peg, maybe a touch below. You can always fine tune it with the adjustment. But if you have it too high, the brakes are going to feel really touchy, because when your foot is on the foot peg, it's going to be pressing down on the rear brake pedal. So when you're riding on the bike, you want to keep your foot on the foot peg like this so that your toes are back, and then when you go to use a rear brake, then you scoot it up and then press down. So a quick drill that you can do is accelerate up to about 10-15 miles an hour and just practice using the rear brake and see how much pressure you can use until the rear brake locks up. And when the rear brake locks up, that's when you're going to stall it. Let's give it a try. So I'll accelerate, get it up to second gear, third gear, and then I'll only use the rear brake to see how fast I can stop the bike. If you're pressing down and the rear wheel is locking up, so the engine RPM goes down and it stalls or is about to stall, that means you're probably pressing down a little bit too hard. But if you're not pressing down hard enough, the bike isn't going to slow down very quickly. So that's when you just got to practice it. Try it 10 times, see if you can get a better feel for it after that. You can just practice that each day when you ride. And then another tip is when you come to a stop, you always want to have a finger or two on the clutch. That way, if the engine RPM goes down too far, you'll be able to pull it in before it stalls. So I'm going to only use the rear brake, and if the engine RPM goes down too far, I'm going to pull on the clutch to prevent it from stalling. So I didn't skid it. I pressed down about as much as I could before the engine stalled. So those are my quick tips on rear brake technique on your dirt bike. Make sure to check out my video on the front brake technique. This is Kelly from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more.